I bet when y'all jumped on here, y'all wasn't gonna see my face being the host, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. If you up this late about to watch me, put the kids to bed. I'm your boy, Kevin Chapman, aka Mr. Chap Daddy, aka the blackest dude you know, aka just the original black dude. And welcome to the first episode of Chat with Chap. Very, very good. And I can't say much about this guest, but y'all know who it is. I've been promoting him as much as I possibly can. But he is an inaugural guest, the first guest who I'm about to put through the ringer. Yeah, you know, he's been sitting backstage. So I'm about to put him through the ringer. But let me introduce you to this man. I met this man a few years ago. I thought this is just another comic book brother like me. We get to share notes, share likes, share the things that work, you know, help each other out in the comic community, right? Come to find out, this dude was a big deal with a big bat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Kickstarter king, the algorithm assassin, the social media stunner, no other than Danny J. Quick.
The algorithm
Welcome.
assassin. I like it. I'm gonna take that one.
the algorithm assassin player. What's going on? How you doing tonight, Mr. Quick?
I'm doing good, young brother. Thank you so much, for having me on. Man, the first guest. Come on now,
First guest out the gate. You gotta have the first
big
guest out the
business
gate.
right there, man. Yeah, I saw your post, man, that you was finally doing your own show. You always
Hey
be
man,
into comics.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But what you say now?
Now go ahead, go ahead.
No, I said I'm not about to be like most shows, man. You know what I'm saying? Let the guests come in, man, do the thing, man. Like they, cause see, a lot of your people know you, Danny. Don't nobody know who I am. You know what I mean? So, you know, they just know I'm the dude that show up on Kyron's, in your show as the three black dudes with glasses. Now I control everything now. It's like, boy, I wish Kyron was here. I put him on mute. But
Bro.
it ain't about him tonight. It's about you, man. So before we get into your introductions, we're gonna start off with this thing called verses, right? Where you, a comic creator who's in the comic books, who's in the movies and stuff like that, I'm gonna show you a picture of tonight's verses. And then near the middle or end of the show, I want you to give me your take on who you think will win.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can spam the comments as well and let us know who you think will win. And first and foremost, for the very first verses of Chat with Chat, we have movie version Bloodsport versus movie version Deadshot. Okay, no comics, just movie version Bloodsport versus movie version Deadshot. Okay, we will come back to later to that. You can spam the comments, let us know who you think is going to win. We're going to ask Mr. Quick his take and see how he feels. I'm going to give him ruffle his feathers a little bit and, ask him later. So, Danny, for the people that don't know, let them know who you are.
Y'all know me, man. It's your boy Danny J. Quick, man. Listen, I'm the co-creator of Ace Blade and King Supreme. I've been making comic books for about 10 years. Ace Blade is my main guy, but I got a bunch of different stories to tell, man. I got all kinds of crazy ideas in my brain. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a veteran. I do I do all kinds of stuff on social media, man. I just be out here trying stuff, man. I'm one of the best things about me is that I never been scared to give something a shot. And I learned. See, that's my. I ain't gonna tell you, but I know my answer already for your question. But I ain't gonna give my. I ain't gonna give my.
Okay.
But that's who I am,
Okay.
man. Just another black dude with glasses trying to make some dope. That's it.
Okay. So, you've been in the game for 10 years. Now, if to my recollection and to my research, you started off as a novel first, correct? Ace Blade
That's
was a
right.
novel first.
That's
Wow.
absolutely right, man.
Wow.
Um, 2008 when I was in Iraq, I started writing. I was just writing stories. I didn't really know nothing about comic books at the time. I picked up a few.
Mm.
I just started reading comics when World War Hope came out. So World War Hulk was like my really my first introduction into like me buying my own comic books.
Okay.
I knew all the, I knew all of the animated series, Batman, Superman's Ninja Turtles, like stuff like that. I was watching all of that, but I ain't really had no comic books until I got old enough to buy them with my own money.
Right.
So when I was in Iraq, I was just writing these stories, man, these superhero stories about this character that me and a friend of mine created, and
Mm-hmm.
um, a year later had all of these stories and nothing to do with them. So
Mm-hmm.
came back from Iraq, and that same friend, he took me to my first comic book convention. He was like, "Hey man, we love comic books. Come out here and help me." Like he was selling like rings and stuff like that. He was selling like costume jewelry for Green Lantern and stuff like that at a table. And he was like, "Man, come, I need somebody to help me out." So I was out
Okay.
there helping him, walking around the show, and was like, "Yo, there's actually real people that make these comic books. Like it's actual people, who do this."
Right.
And from that moment on, like it was like my eyes were open, and I was like, "Man, I got this is what I need to be doing. This is what I got to do." So, learned the process of making comic books and been making them ever since.
Okay. So I hear you say this a lot, and maybe because I'm just so late to the game of just like hearing the story, because I usually hear it a lot. You always say co-creator, but I always see you as the face. Is it
Yeah.
like a Bob Kane, Bill Finger situation? Is it just more so just like, are you just taking the steering wheel and letting somebody be in the shadow? Like, how is like Ace Blade just ran through your face of what we know?
Nah, I think it's so I don't want it to be like a Bob Kane. So my thing is Christoph and me, Christoph actually drew the first design for Ace Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
he created the name and the design of Ace Blade.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a person who wants to make things and tell the stories and do all that. He wants to, he likes that he created a character, and he'll do sketches and drawings every now and then, and he supports how he can, but he doesn't want to do the day-to-day of putting it out. Me, I'm a storyteller, I'm a marketer, I have ideas and impulses to put this stuff out. So but I never wanted, he told me, he was like, "Hey man, this is all yours." He was like, "Hey, listen, you're the one doing the heavy lifting." He was like, "You took this idea and ran with it, and you got my blessing." But um, you know, he didn't, he's like, "Hey, I don't need no recognition. I don't need none of that." But I don't want to, I don't want it to be like that. Like I feel like, yo, he was there in the beginning just like I was, so I always want to give him his recognition. So if you read the
Okay.
Ace Blade comic books, you'll always see Kristoff's name in the comics. You'll always see his, created by Christoph Allers and Danny Quick, created by the two of us. Because even though I've done the heavy lifting of creating and making these stories and putting the comic books together and building out the world around Ace Blade and marketing and social media and Kickstarter and all that stuff, I want to get a man his credit because without him, Ace Blade wouldn't be.
Okay. So as in kind of, I don't want to shorten up your story or undercut it. You guys are
Mhm.
good. You guys are good. Like you're it's good things going. Like I guess I'm a person who always look over the steering wheel, and it's kind of like that Becker syndrome. For people who don't know who Becker is, just check out the
Mhm.
TV show. It's a great show with Ted Danson. I kind of
Mhm.
always look for like when that other shoe hits the foot, and
Yeah.
it's like, is it? Do you have those? I guess thoughts in the back of your mind of like Ace Blade just strikes lightning, that now all of a sudden it's kind of like he comes back to the forefront. And this is not me dogging. I guess I'm just
No.
like
Yeah.
asking, just like do you feel like you've been lifting the heavy load so much? Will that always become like a thought in the back of your mind that here comes now the
No, man.
okay.
Christoph supports in other ways, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna make sure that if Ace Blade does go off, Christoph gonna be taken care of. Like I said, he's never asked for anything. Like the comic books that I sell, all the stuff, he's he got his job and his family and he's doing his thing, but he supports in other ways. Like shoot, like he went and got this um this cover done by Mark
Mm-hmm.
Texiera, right? So
Oh
Mark
wow.
Texiera did this sketch cover, and
Right.
because the Kickstarter was going, and he saw I was talking to him, I was saying I'm frustrated because we usually do better on the Kickstarter, and he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey man, I got this stuff that you can offer to people." He's trying to help boost it in that way. He's not. You're not really on social media like that and stuff like that, but he tells people about it. He works in the back. I'm I was just working on it today, Brian. I was just working on it today. I got it. It's in my brain, but I got it. I got you. That's editor, Ace Blade editor right there.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, Christoph, he's always in the background, man. We don't talk as much as we used to, but like I
Hmm.
said, I was just down at his house probably 2-3 weeks ago, and we were talking, and he just got some jet skis, and he invited me and the family to come down and get on the jet skis and stuff. So, and like I said, he gave me this to help out with the Kickstarter. We ended up not needing it, so I'm gonna put it in the back room. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I'll put it back there in the back because but he's we're good, man. It's not like it's no animosity or anything like that. And like I said, if Ace Blade does blow up, I'm gonna make sure he's taken care of. So, you know, ain't no thing, man.
Abs- Absolutely, absolutely. But before I let you continue, man, we got to talk about something that's been working in the background, I guess, lately. But it seems like a lot of things are kind of coming full internet with chat where we're gonna keep the comics, man. But what are your thoughts on looking like they're moving on without Jonathan Majors as Kang and it's the
Hey,
right move?
this
Do you
is
feel like that's just something they have to do?
this is breaking news to me, man. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. Like you said, we've seen rumblings in the background, but I hadn't seen anything official come out. So,
Right.
uh, so I didn't see anything. But listen, I'm all down with Doctor Doom, but I think the King variants that he's been playing have been excellent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even if he were to be convicted and found guilty and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they could recast Kang. You know what I'm saying? I think Kang is not so built in yet that they couldn't recast him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been doing a great job, with the characters. But I don't think he's so entrenched as Kang yet that that they can't find somebody else to play that character. I think the multiverse and the things that they've been setting up um are good ideas. So that's a shame, man. I didn't see that. That's breaking news to me.
Yeah. I guess my thought on it is I feel the same way as you. They can just technically just recast Kang. But I guess
Mhm.
my overall question would be if Ant-Man was like the knockout hit like Marvel past of has had, do you think this is even like a issue at this point? If Ant-Man was like had crushed the box office, do you think that like them moving forward without him would be a possibility still?
I don't know because I don't. I mean, if it was a huge hit and people were clamoring for more Kang, then that would be they they would have probably done more to keep him. But
Mm-hmm.
I if they were counting on Ant Man to be a hit, then they definitely didn't do their due diligence because that's that joint was on that joint was on my bottom five. We do top five. That was on my bottom five, bro. I was
Right.
like, wow, this movie was not great, but like I said, man, it happens, and that's terrible for him. But you know what I'm saying. I'm sure they're doing their due diligence and figuring out who did what and what's best for their company. So I'd love to see Doom too, though. I'd love to see Doom. I know more. I'm more of a I know more of King from the comics than I do Doom, but I
Mm.
do know when I've seen Doom, Doctor Doom pop up, it's always been epic. And even the new Timeless series that came out, um, what was that? I think that was the beginning of the year they did that
Yeah.
time, and it was Kang and Doom. So I thought it was kind of dope.
I mean, at the rate the Marvel is going, even with the Marvels and me personally, like I said, my review is stays the same. It was dumb fun. I didn't go in there expecting, Shakespeare. I never do with a superhero movie.
Yeah,
Um, it was dumb fun, and I'm not even gonna say I'm not the demographic. I'm just not the old guy, who thinks comic book movies or characters should be one way and vice versa, vice versa.
Yeah.
Entertainment is entertainment, but it's like I guess if I held it to high standards as a lot of us held it when the original Infinity Saga was going on, I probably would feel differently
Hmm.
that was kind of placed in there. But like right now, it's like we've been through this for how many movies? These phase 4 and 5 been kind of going through where it's like, why are y'all expecting anything different right now? I guess I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess we'll see what the big ass fly. I guess we'll see what the future holds, and kind of go from there. But let me stop you right there because I have something that Four Tales podcast and Top Five Live. You know what I'm saying? You got some big dogs right now. I got something. I have a sponsor for
Oh
today's
shoot.
episode. Yeah, I have a
Oh
sponsor for the. I have a sponsor for today's episode, and today's sponsor, Kaboom Cola.
kaboom.
Hold on, wait a minute now. Kaboom Cola. Come on now. Are you tired of that weak drink at the party? Are you sick of that cheap stuff at the BBQ? Well, don't look no further than Kaboom Cola, the new hot thing on the scene. Kaboom Cola. It will blow the competition out of water. In a store near you in Afro Venture Comics at www.afroventure.com. So,
Terrible. I should have known. I should have known there was gonna be some promotion. Should have
no,
been a drink to the show.
hey, I had to do something
Oh,
different. I
man.
had to show y'all boys I was different. But
Got you. Got you.
I'm trying to learn from you, man. I'm trying to learn from the social media assassin. So I know I read your questionnaire. For people that want to be on the show, you have to fill out a questionnaire so I can know what to talk about. You said you were inspired by Donatello to get into this. Why Donatello? And if you say purple, I will mute you.
Hey, bro. Hey, the purple was just happenstance, man. The purple is just happened to be the way I feel like it's fate, you know what I'm saying? But no, man,
Right.
Donatello is, my favorite Ninja Turtle. We got Donatello is always the one that you can count on, like
Okay.
all of the turtles got their personalities, Leonardo and Raphael are gonna be up and down. They got the attitudes, they want to be the leader. Donatello just wants to make cool stuff to help fight. That's what he want to do. He want to, hey, listen, I got an idea. I can make something I think is going to help us out. That's all he want to do. You know what I'm saying? I want to use this technology, this brain that I
Right,
have,
right.
create cool stuff and help the team out, you know what I'm saying? However I can. And that's kind of where I feel my place is in all this indie comic stuff. I'm kind of the Donatello, of indie comics. Listen, if I can make something, if I can build something to help people out, that's what I'm gonna do, man. And it might not always work, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
No, most definitely. So you feel like you the Donatello of the indie comics game, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up,
Okay.
Just? How you doing, man?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I guess to kind of like harken back on the whole Donatello thing, like I don't hear these questions a lot, so it makes me want to ask these questions. I think I'm asking to every creator.
Hmm.
If it wasn't Ace Blade,
Hmm.
who would it be? Do you have a character that you feel you can kind of like rework and bring back, or is there a character that was almost at the door and just like Ace Blade just beat that character out?
For me, there's a bunch of characters, man. Like King Supreme is the story that I want to. King Supreme, I think, has more appeal as a character than Ace Blade. Like I think the themes in King Supreme, which is like belief in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
faith and overcoming your weaknesses and continue them to get better, right? So I
Right.
think that's a universal theme that anybody can really relate to. So King Supreme is that character, man, and as soon as we get this graphic novel done, like you're gonna be seeing me talk about King Supreme a lot. But
Okay.
Ace Blade is just Ace Blade is really the experiment, man. Like I because I've been able to put Ace Blade out here, and I've had some successes. Like we try everything with Ace Blade. Like that was the first Kickstarter I did. The first crowdfunding thing. Like when we got the action figures. Ideas for action figures. It's something I can just try stuff with, and Ace Blade can really be versatile. He could be in a superhero team. He could be in a vigilante squadron. He could be a solo thing. Like he could literally be anywhere. So I think it's just that thing that I can try stuff with, and King Supreme kind of already has that theme set in his story. So I'm more careful about King Supreme and the stories that I tell with him. But I think it would have been King Supreme if it wasn't Ace Blade for sure.
Okay. So it's safe to say Ace Blade essentially is helping kick the doors open for your other characters,
Yeah, yeah,
like
absolutely,
King
absolutely.
Supreme and
Yeah,
Morgan's character Lumberjacks.
lumberjack.
Correct?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
It's like that's the whole purpose. Like somebody got to go first, I think. And with us, it's Ace Blade. Like Ace Blade has the biggest readership right now. He's got the most issues of all of our comics. And like I said, we can take chances with Ace Blade. I was telling somebody yesterday, the goal that I have for Ace Blade right now is to get to 12 issues. I'm trying to get like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to 12 issues.
I
So
don't know what you're talking about, brother. Go
so
ahead.
I
Go.
can get
Keep talking.
so I can so I could but then when I get to 12 issues, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a re-release in the direct market. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do my best to, build the platform, build Ace Blade up to the point where people will buy them in stores. People want to go to their local store and buy them. Get
Okay.
do a re-release of 12 issues monthly, and then see how it does there, and see if there's really any appeal or any advantage in going to the direct market. And if it works, then we can do that same thing with the other comic books. By then we'll have 8 issues of Ace Blade. Of Lumberjacks. We'll have King Supreme graphic novels and single issues. We'll have the
Okay.
villains. The villains will be developed, so we'll know what we can really do with these other characters. Because we tried it with Ace Blade, we used everything that we had to push Ace Blade, and then we can follow up with the rest of the characters. That's right, Will. William
Oh,
Willie.
nah, yeah, yeah, definitely a flagship character.
Oh,
So, I guess I would ask, do you have an end? Is there an end game? Is there a like run its course at some point, or do you feel like you want to like kind of Todd McFarlane this thing out the finish line for Ace, if there is
man, I got so many plans for Ace Blade, but yes, there is a complete story in mind for Ace Blade. So, like I said, the novel
one?
that we were talking about earlier is 5 years of Ace Blade stories. It's one complete Ace Blade story, but it's only 5 years of his time as the Vegas Vigilante. But there is a start to where his
Mm-hmm.
story begins, and then there is an end for it. And when Ace Blade is gone, he's gonna be gone. So, but I already got the end in mind where I wanted to go, and it does involve Ace Blade, King Supreme, Lumberjacks, Mystic, Queen Zajay, uh, Hammerhands, Blackjack. It's all these characters are going to be
Oh,
involved
okay.
in that whole story. So, there it's more like I compare it to like a manga, right? Manga now is the big thing because you got when you get these volumes, that's it. Unless they spin it off into Shippuden and Boruto or Dragon
Mm-hmm.
Ball GT or whatever. The story is the story, and I think that's the goal for me. My real goal is just to have one more book than Michael Watson. So however many hot shots there is, I just want to have one more than that. So that's the
Right.
goal.
I see what's going. I see what's going on here. Hey, man, listen. I'm just trying to, keep this thing running. Hopefully, I
Yeah.
can pull off my Eric Larson, do a high dive after a certain number, and
Hmm.
be okay with that. Um, Rewind. I know I brought it up a little bit ago. Do you ever see Ace Blade the animation?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we want to do live action first because
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I can do. with decent quality by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I know you've seen the Ace Blade cosplay
Yeah, I
recently.
seen that, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Look out for some live action stuff first, and then I think there's a video game that we want to do. But animation is way down the road because when we get to animation, I want it to be legit. Like I want it to be something that is studio quality that goes on network TV or goes on a large platform because that's a huge undertaking.
Right.
Animation is so that's one of those things that I'm really serious about, but it'll have to be done right, and it'll have to be done, with a real purpose. So,
Okay.
yeah, definitely trying to get an animation, but down the road for sure.
Okay, that's what's up. Because I bring up animation because I think if you're not in the comic book world, or if you
You
just a
trying to
person
do?
who
You trying
just
to animate? You trying to animate for us?
who me?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I'm just like you. I just need. I honestly with one character, I get real 19 like dog. You're not about to
Right.
do what you think.
Right.
That's just me. Anything else, I'm listen. If you could take it somewhere, take it somewhere. Let's see what your stories go. We'll see where this go. But I bring up animation because I mean the hottest thing out right now, at least 2 episodes in is Invincible. Have you caught up to it yet, or what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not. I need to binge Invincible. I wanted to jump in the first 2 episodes, but I saw the Adam Eve joint, and I decided, I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna give it, 3 or 4 episodes before I jump in. But I've been hearing some great stuff about it. Been hearing some great stuff about it, and I would say, besides Invincible, Spider Verse, like I've been watching dang on Across the Spider Verse for months now, for months, and
Yeah, that.
yeah,
Mhm. I get it. Like that animation of Spider Verse or just Spider Verse in general is just so paramount and so groundbreaking. It's almost insane to think that like man, Sony put out a good Spider-Man movie, man.
yeah,
And there's not even me hating. Like let's be real, like because I'm not the type of fan that's for some reason to switch sides because it's cool.
hmm,
Sony usually juggles and kind of fumbles a Spider-Man movie every now and again. So to do it in animation form
yeah.
twice, you know what I'm saying, twice and stun us twice is
Hey,
something something amazing to speak for itself, man. I
as
love
long as they
the
don't
Spider Verse.
As long as they don't fumble this third movie, because if they drop the ball now, bro, it's gonna be a terrible fall.
Listen, that's what I remember. I don't know how true it is, and I hope it ain't true. And then Sony was talking about, I guess it was like rumored that they wanted to take Miles Morales live action. Like Sony, don't do that.
Hey, leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Do it what you hey, do what
Hey,
you're good at.
yeah.
Do what you're good
Like man, y'all got the what's that drink? The Millers versus the Machines and Spider Verse.
at.
Just stay in the pocket.
Yeah,
Just stay in the pocket of what you do best. Let's talk Kickstarters, man. Obviously you had one running.
yeah,
Obviously, once again, Danny J. Quick can put the belt over his shoulder of having a successful Kickstarter.
bro.
What are the secrets, Danny? I mean, like you have people out here that want that want to do these Kickstarters, but I guess in the words of Mr. Family Feud, Steve Harvey, they're afraid to take that jump or leap of faith to do it. I was one of them at one point.
Yeah,
I
man.
I just couldn't do it. So like, what do you think makes a successful Kickstarter, and what do you think you can change for the next one? Is there something you feel like you're willing to change? So like, kind of answer both of those for me. Like, what makes a successful Kickstarter, and what do you feel
Yeah.
like you can improve for yourself?
I think one things that I heard from somebody is they said, if you can get the crowd involved, the funding will come, right? So I think it's all about finding enough people who care about it and then galvanizing them to be your mouthpieces, so I've been fortunate, super fortunate, enough to have people like yourself and people like so there's a guy from TikTok who literally made an Ace Blade fan page, and he takes everything that I post and reposts it and
Mm-hmm.
does like these cool edits and stuff. And it's been great. You know what I'm saying? Like to have people who who've read the books or they've seen me online blabbing about Ace Blade enough to to you know to feel like they have some ownership and to feel like they um can give a voice to a character. So I think that's been the greatest thing, and the best part about crowdfunding is just to be able to get people involved. You get enough people involved, and then the money will come. It might not come from them, the people that are involved, but the people are going to hear it. People, if people start talking, people will start listening. So, but the thing that I say that I can improve is definitely paying more attention to the paying more attention to my tiers and stuff like that. Because this
Mm-hmm.
time, I did the normal stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do just the book. I'm gonna do a mid tier where it's $25, but it's just digital. And then everything else was $40 to $50 and up. What I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize is that people who are paying $25, they want something physical. They want to get something.
Right.
So I should have put that $25 tier in there with the ability to get a variant cover or something. And I ended up doing that at the end, but I think it
Mm-hmm.
really would have helped if I would have paid more attention to that in the front end. So getting more eyes on the Kickstarter before you send it out and showing it to people that you really trust and who care about it. Also, I think that's one thing I'm gonna do better with in the future.
Okay. I know you have a lot of people basically, I hate to say it like this, but work for you to a certain extent, right? You have artists. I mean, you are the writer. I mean, you do the heavy lifting. Yes, you are the Ace Blade, sword shiv, like all of that. Like I get all of that, but it's like, how are you able? And I am speaking for myself, able to willingly trust people with your baby, essentially. You see what I'm saying? Like, be able to like hold these hands and form relationships and businesses to
Yeah.
basically move forward and be successful. Like, how is that? So I'm not gonna say effortless, but how are you able to maneuver into that?
Man, I think for me, like I'm a fan first, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like people that I've just been a fan of, like that first comic book convention I told you about, where I was like, yo, there's people who make these things. I saw a guy, um, Wally McNair. I went to his table and I was like, yo, your art is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at his stuff and I was like, there's something about it that I just love. You know what I'm saying? So it never as soon as it was time for somebody to draw Ace Blade, I'm reaching out to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, hey, what do I need to do? Just starting a conversation. Hey, what do I need to do to get you to draw my character? Listen, what do I get? He said, hey, you pay me and I'll draw it. Hey, you pay. Hey, this is what I charge to draw stuff. You do kind of building a relationship. Hey, you just I think you've got to build trust with people because there's a lot of people online, that you can't. That there's some swindlers out there, if you
Right.
know what I mean.
Exactly. I
But
do.
but if you build the connection with somebody before you send them your money, or you invest your time into them, then 9 times out of 10, and I got caught a couple times. I've been caught a couple.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah, I've been caught a couple of times. Marcus Williams and people like Daryl Banks. Like we had Neil Adams draw a cover for us.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. If it's not somebody who's you know most artists, this, you put time and passion into your craft, so you don't want to like tear that down with a bad review. So you're gonna put your best into it. Whenever I reach out and say, hey, Chapman, I need 3 issues of Ace Blade from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're gonna put your best work on it. And
Okay. Okay.
I know you're gonna I know you're gonna put your best work in it, and Afro Avenger gonna be on at least half the pages. I know.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely. He's stomping
but
the Ace Blade out.
I'm
Let's
like,
put that
I'm
point
like,
right
wait a minute,
now.
this wasn't in the script. This wasn't right there. But man, just building relationships and communicating with people and doing the best. I mean, like everybody has issues that come up. Like right now, my guy William Withers,
Mm.
he's working on Ace Blade number 8. Brian just said, I'm I'm working on a script for 9 and 10. You know what I'm saying? So, people, have to wait sometimes, but thankfully people are patient usually, and if it's a real person you're talking to, you can usually figure it out. So
I mean, that's dope, man. Like I, to this day, I've been doing comics since officially since 2015. That is
mhm,
still one of my hardest struggles, and
yeah,
it's even harder for me when I wear all the caps.
yeah,
So to kind of give somebody else like the reins to do it is just one of those tough things for me. And it's not even like a financial thing or
yeah,
whatever the case may be. It's just one of those things for me. It's just like I'm trusting you to do right by me,
yeah,
and in the end I'm gonna try to do right by you.
yeah,
And it's just a weird feeling for me. It's just one of those things. It's like it's just so weird for me because I know where the story is going. I know how to draw this scene and stuff like
mhm,
that. And I'm the last artist to be criticizing another artist on how they do work or whatever the case may be. But for me, it's that's just how just I'm wired. It's just I'm
yeah.
wired differently. Oh, we got a good one from Brad once again.
Soon,
When are we going to see an Afro Avenger Ace Way crossover? When
as
Danny
soon
pays me.
as soon as Kevin realizes that Afro Avenger could not beat Ace Blade, so we got to come
Danny,
to an
this
agreement.
ain't
We got to come to an agreement first that Afro Avenger is going to lose in this book, and then we'll have it. It'll be out.
listen,
We'll make it
listen.
work.
With that analogy and that thought process, this is Jay Z and Nas circa 2001. So
It'll
you
never
got about you got about till 2007 for me to reconcile. For I'll draw Afro Avenger and Ace Blade standing on the stage, hand in hand with each other. Like, all right, we
happen.
cool.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have, they don't have to
That'll,
fight each other.
that'll,
Brad, listen, just like
have,
Captain
have you
America and Batman didn't have to fight each other, but they got to test each other out.
at least got the
And if you think I'm gonna let Afro Avenger back touch that ground, I'm telling you right now, hey,
hey,
nah.
they at least got to test each other's gangster. At
We gotta
least,
test each
at
other
least.
once, man.
No,
Golly,
yeah,
we'll do the
yeah,
whole, world's finest later after that. But them
yeah,
first six, they gonna squat. Well, I'll tell you that. I definitely tell you that. But man, like, is there? I guess it just kind of like keep it Ace Blade. And this is like I guess it's like my kid question. I told myself I wasn't gonna have many. This is my
mhm,
kid question to me. Is there a dream artist and writer team that you would ever put on Ace Blade besides yourself as the writer? Is there like a team where it's like, if I can put this team together, indie
yeah.
or not, they would run Ace Blade and I'll be set for golden? Who is that team and why?
Man, there's a bunch, man. I got a good team on it, right now. William Withers is killing the game. But I'll be honest, I want to get Sean, like the Sean Hill cover that just dropped for Ace Blade number 7.
Mm,
I'd love to get Sean Hill to do some, a full book, and then my guy TDJ Comics, man, he's an amazing. Their work together is just fantastic. So
okay.
I want to get them to do a one shot or something like that. But like for my serialized books, my guy William Withers is doing his thing right now, man. I can't wait for y'all to
Mm,
see these pages. And then just like you were just saying, it was hard for me to, because I lettered all of our books, all of the Ace Blade books so far until Ace Blade number 7. So handing over the reins to somebody to letter,
mm,
like lettering is really personal to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I spent the first 3 years while I was writing, learning how to letter so that I could do it myself. Because you can still change things in the script if it doesn't flow right and stuff like that. Um, so handing over the reins to somebody else was really tough. But I might take it back someday. But nah, my team right now is dope. So, um, but I'd love to see Sean Hill and TDJ do something to
Okay.
read
Yeah,
eventually.
that I should have added that joint on here. But that Sean Hill cover dog.
Yeah,
Wait,
that joint,
I'm like, I said, dog. I
that
said,
joint.
I don't even
Good.
know who Sean Hill is, but I'm about to be in that dude inbox like a thotty. Like,
Hey,
hey,
this dude.
Sean, hey, my man, my man.
And I
Like,
saw and I sold that team up from Wingless Comics. So I saw Brian Lambert. He had Sean Hill and
You not to
Reed.
cut you Death Row Comics them like
I
you come on over here to
absolutely.
Death Row.
Hey, that's what, and I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Hey, if I see somebody's work and it looks amazing, I'm definitely reaching out to the team to see if I can get something, something for Ace Blade, man. I just first of all, I just love to see, people drawing Ace Blade. I love to see people's interpretation of them. And
Right.
but when I see somebody who came with some fire, I'm definitely reaching out. Hey, man, what them prices look like? Because if I can afford it, I'll make it happen. I'm gonna make it
I
happen.
let me tell you something. As an artist, and I'm not even sitting here with my chest out. As a
Hmm.
good artist, I'm still that humble dude.
Hmm.
Like no lie between me and you. I was drawing something from Ace Blade till you posted that Sean Hill joint.
No, no,
And
man, come
dog,
on,
let
man.
me tell you something. I was on my joint, right? I said, okay, Danny posted something new. I seen that joint. I turned the pen upside down. I said,
No, brother.
ain't nobody gonna see
No, brother.
this.
No, brother, man.
I'm,
It's a
I'm gonna let that heat die down before I post
hey,
that.
hey. Well, you can send it to me. You can send it to me. We'll drop it. We'll drop it at the beginning of 2024. We'll
All
drop it at
right,
the
because I saw that. I saw them. I saw the back scratches. I saw
Hey,
the detail. I said, yeah, let me
that
get back
joint
to the
came out.
drum board.
That joint came out very, very good, man. And
That
it's
joint
like
was fire,
I
dog.
love I
Much
love seeing
love.
stuff like that, and it's part of the thing. Oh yeah, Kanan is absolutely great, man. It's part of the joy of creating, man, and
Mhm.
especially for me because I draw, but I don't. That's one thing that I don't put out there as much. I don't put my art out there as much because I get really I get really not defensive, but people want to give their critiques on your stuff on online because this
Yeah,
is social
yeah,
media. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I always take it personally. Like if it's my art that I drew that I put my time into, and somebody gives it a negative critique, I always take it personally. So I don't even put my stuff out there. But
Oh,
um,
gotta
I'm
get on
getting better
that. You
with
gotta
it.
get on that bike, Danny. You gotta get
I'm
on that.
getting I'm getting better with it. Like I've been doing some sketch covers on TikTok Live and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
selling them on there. And I'm doing better with it, but still, it that's one thing that there's not a lot of stuff bothers me, but that really just always bothers me.
I
Um,
will. I was the same way.
yeah,
Not to cut you. I
yeah,
was the same way. I'm like I was the type of person where it's like unless you kind of knew me or it was just like right time, right place where I had my folder with me or it was just like on my side. It's like I'm not really keen on showing you my art. Like only
yeah,
like really my friends and my circle and like just random people would see my art. So it's like for me, and then like you show somebody your art, they give that look like they're the professor of art.
yeah, right.
What's that on his leg? It's it's stitching. Oh, I see. Okay, how come his shoes ain't tied? Like he cool. He ain't.
Bro,
Oh, they Timberlands.
they
Yeah,
always got something to say, man.
like
Always,
dog, and it's
always got
like
something to say.
it's like
For real.
fam, and then the back of my mind is like, did you draw it?
Right.
So no, I definitely understand that, man. And I get it. I'm like that to this day, man. It's like who's I like? If I had to say recently, somebody in my own city, like Nigel. We all know Nigel.
Mm.
Nigel recently, who has a Kickstarter still going. Scarlet Ibis,
Yeah.
check him out. Nigel Carrington.
Oh, it is.
Um,
Definitely check them out.
like to this day, and Nigel will say, "No, Kev, like you make me go in the lab sometimes when I see your stuff." And I'm like, Nigel, dog, don't up
Mm-hmm.
me. I will uppercut you dead at this show, dude. For real, I don't care how big you is. Like, don't try to up me, dog. Like, come on, man. Like, let's not play like that right now, Nigel. But
So,
like, yeah, like I like cause Nigel look at my stuff, he'd be like, "All right, this cool, Kev, this cool." But all right, Nigel, never mind. I don't know nothing. Just close it, just close it. Like, just close it. Like, don't make me start with you, dog. But
bruh, is that me frozen or you frozen? Which one of us is frozen? Is it me? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Done kick Kevin out of his own show.
no, you
Done
didn't.
kick Kevin out of his own show. Come
No,
on
you
now.
no, it didn't, Danny.
Chap
You still
Daddy.
am I
His
still
his
here?
joint probably died. But listen, if y'all can still hear me, we in here.
Am I still here?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
you.
I'm
I
still.
can hear.
We
I can hear
still
that.
live. We still live. I think we
Kyron,
still live. Technical
Kyron,
difficulties.
Kyron snuck in here and kicked you out your own show.
Kyra snuck in and kicked me out of my own show. Hey, we still live. Somebody comment that we still live right now.
I think we are, man. I see the
Okay.
thing counting
Yeah, I
in the
see the timer still
timeline.
going. I see the timer still going. So,
Yeah.
not to get too far ahead, let's keep up with the show tactics. At the beginning of the show, if you're just now joining us, I asked Danny, our illustrious guest, who would the verses be today, who will win the verses between these two fighters of live action version of Bloodsport, live action version of Deadshot. So, Mr. Quick, who do you think would win and why?
To me, well, it's the live action. I'm going with Idris Elba, bro. I'm going with Idris Elba. He just
You
too
going
smooth.
you gonna
He
take
too
Idris?
he too smooth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he replaced your boy Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, if I'm gonna replace Will Smith, I gotta be the coolest one in the room."
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
then he came in, and even though they was like, "Oh, we got the same powers, but I do it better."
Oh, absolutely. And what make it funny and what make it even worse? And I agree with you. It's blood sport. I ain't
Yeah,
about to get no
for sure,
explanation. It's blood sport for me.
for sure.
But what made it funny was you can tell that rumor was true that they originally wanted him to be Deadshot because
Uh
like
huh.
this man just showed up in all orange and blue. He was orange and blue down. I'm like, yeah,
Oh man,
he was definitely supposed to be Deathstroke, boy.
definitely,
I,
definitely.
I said that and I said, man, come on, man, not my man Idris, man, not Idris. But enough of that verses. Getting
Oh, yeah.
close to the end of the show a little bit, and so I'm gonna try to do this before Kyron sneak in and kick me out again of my
Right.
own
Dang,
show.
bro.
Dang, Kyron, if you watching, this is your fault, Kyron. I ain't blaming
Yeah,
nobody but you. Danny, you have a show called Top 5 Live, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
You have another show called, the Four Tales Podcast, where at the end
Yeah.
of each show, you ask the guests 5 questions under a certain time amount. And they have to
Mhm.
answer stuff like, what is world peace? You know what I'm saying? What would you do if you was president?
Tell
Under
me more.
45 under
Tell me more.
45 seconds. If you was white for a day, what would you do? Questions like this, right? Like they answer like 45 seconds flat. So I
Mm.
say that I say that to say this. We got a show called "Is He Really Your Favorite?" I asked
Uh-huh.
Danny Day quick in the questionnaire who his favorite superhero was. He told me Captain America. So I originally was going to do Danny how he does me, ask him 4 simple questions, then make him ask some trigonometry question on question 5.
Mm.
Nope. Is he really your favorite? So Danny,
Here we
I
go.
got 5 questions here about your boy Cap. Hold on before we going to start without me, huh? Hold
You
on
got
now.
the
Hold on.
music. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I'm ready, Danny. I'm ready for you. Hold on now. It's messing up for me now. Okay, I got you. You got 30 seconds on the clock
Hmm.
for all 5 questions.
I'm gonna get all of them wrong. That's all right. We're gonna go with it. We're
So
gonna go with it.
if he's your favorite, we will see.
We're gonna see.
Okay,
We're gonna see.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of He's Your Favorite. We got Danny J Quick on the clock, and we're gonna ask him, is Captain America his favorite? Are you ready, Mr. Quick?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. First question. Well, let me start you off. I ain't even gonna cheat you.
Hey, bro, you gave
I
me
ain't,
coming down to 20 seconds.
I ain't gonna cheat you. I ain't gonna cheat you. I ain't gonna cheat you. Yeah, it don't come
Coming down
fast.
to 20 seconds. You ain't
It
even
don't
asked the
count
question
fast.
yet.
Hold on. Okay, I asked the first. You know what I'm gonna do? Trial and error. First episode, folks.
Ask the
Trial and
question,
error.
then play it. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the question, then play it. Okay, ready? First question. Captain America's first appearance was what year?
What year?
Yeah, what year?
19, 1954.
19 what?
Um, 42.
No. What issue did Captain America lead the Avengers?
Was it 42? Um,
No.
uh, did he leave the Avengers?
Yeah, lead.
Oh,
Ah,
leave the Avengers.
Mr. Quick, Mr. Quick, Mr. Quick, Mr. Quick.
And it was 42. It was 40 something. It was like
It was
40.
1940. Okay.
Bro, come
Since you,
on now. You could have gave me that one.
so I'm gonna go on to the next question since
Go
you
to the
didn't
next
get
one. Go to the
those.
next one. Go
So
to the next
I asked
one.
you question number 2. I asked you what issue did Captain America lead the Avengers? Do you got an answer for that?
This was after after they all came together and fought in the battle planet.
Uh huh.
I don't know what issue that was though. I know when
Okay.
it was, but I don't know the issue.
Okay. That it was issue 4 of the Avengers.
Was
How
it?
tall? How tall is Captain America?
6'2".
Correct. I didn't even think you was gonna get that one, Danny. Good job.
I know that because Ace played the same height.
Uh, Anywho, who was the professor that gave Captain America his powers?
Professor. Oh my God,
Mm,
I know this one.
mm,
Wait a minute.
mm,
No, it wasn't Tony Stark. It was
mm.
dang, I can't remember his name.
And Abraham Erskine.
Erskine, Professor Erskine. Yeah,
Number 5, last question. Before Chris Evans, who was almost Captain America?
I don't matter who was almost captain because Chris Evans is
I,
the only one.
we
Uh,
understand that. That's America's ass. We get
I
that.
would say was it somebody like Brad Pitt? Were they trying to get Brad Pitt for
Wrong. John
who?
Krasinski was literally about to
Ah
be
man,
casted before he bowed out as Captain America.
he could have
Ladies
done
and
it.
gentlemen, he I
Krasinski
honestly think he could have done it. I
he
honestly
could have
think he
done
could
it.
have done it. He was a good Richard Reed
Jack
for
Ryan.
about 8. Yeah, he was a good Richard Reed for about 8
Oh yeah,
minutes.
but
And then
we saw the Jack Ryan joint, the Tom
oh
Clancy.
yeah, Jack
Yeah,
Jack Ryan was kind of like, I'm not even gonna say it was my selling point, but Jack Ryan was that show was like he could have been Cat.
yeah, he could have done it. He could have
He
done
could have been Cat.
it. Yeah.
All right, guys, we wind it down towards the end.
If I
We
get
try
two
to,
out of five, what was that? 2 out of 5.
yeah,
I got.
yeah, brother, you got 2 out of 5, dog.
Gotta get it
Yeah,
together.
yeah, you gotta get it together. Maybe I should make these questions shorter, but you got to get it together. Jesus Christ, you supposed to be a
I
fan?
should, I should have said Ace Blade was my favorite. I could have answered all the Ace Blade
Oh yeah,
questions.
see, I was hoping that, and I was gonna go digging. I was gonna go digging, man.
I know for next time. I know for next time. I
I
got it.
was gonna go digging. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're near the end of our show, and like always, man, we gotta give our condolences, our goodbyes, our to you, the fans, because you're leaving us, and we'll be leaving you. But before we do, Mr. Quick, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can locate you, where they can get your product, where they can get your books, shirts, toys, cars, sneakers. Danny J. Quick has it all, ladies and gentlemen. Danny J. Quick, let them know what it is.
All of that. If you want to find Ace Blade, go over to fourthwallpros.com, which is our website. And then if you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms.
Okay.
Where can they find you
Okay.
at though, brother
Shoot,
Chapman?
y'all already know, man. Just go to www.afroavenger.com. Go ahead and grab that book. If you ain't following me on Facebook by now and ain't got an Afro Avenger book in your hand, I don't know what to tell you. Go to www.instagram.com/Afro Avenger. Go to www.twitter/X, whatever you want to call it.com, Mr. Chap Daddy /Afro Avenger, and you can
Twitter.
find me there. And this show, unlike most shows, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I know I'm not the senior vet in the game. I know a lot of people kind of give me the title in the one of the ranks because I have double digit book numbers, but that means nothing to me.
That's
But
an accomplishment.
also, it is an accomplishment. I'm patting my back every day. I'm going to give you my words of wisdom. And today's words of wisdom to end this show is be humble. I understand you are in this game to live your dream, to do what's big, to do what's on your heart, to do that doodle that we were doing in class, to make that story you wrote, to pop. Be humble. Everybody has been where you are at the start, and not that many people will even get there. You can't walk this independent game or comic game in general like something is owed to you, that you deserve the backing, the accolades, the awards, the pat on the back. You want somebody to rise your flag up just because you in here. You know how many people are in here. You know how many
Preach.
people are not in here. So you taking that first step, thank you. We needed you. We need more of you. But at the end of the day, just be humble. Your time in the sun, just like everybody else time in the sun, is coming. And lo and behold, it's hot up there, man. It will
That's a fact.
it will spit you out before you get going. Trust me, just be humble. Danny J. Quick said something earlier that I'm going to touch on here. Make the connections. And when you make the connections, make sure you're making the connections as a connection first, then
Hmm.
business second. Because
Absolutely.
a lot of times when you go business first, the business side will bite you when you think you made a connection. So, to cap this off, be humble, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Chapman. That's Danny J. Quick. Thank you for tuning into my very first episode. To the 8 to 9 people that watched, I thank you. I appreciate you. I hope to see you next week. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the support. All that. Got some things I got to work on, especially the game clock. Danny, he kind of froze on question one. I didn't think he's going to use up all 30 seconds. But
Who you got coming next week? Who's the guest for next week?
next week's guest, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kaiju King himself, Gerald Goodwin.
There we
Okay,
go.
the
There we go.
Godzilla enthusiast, writer,
There we go.
entrepreneur, trying to move forward in the game. He gonna have his chance on my show,
The young homie.
and the young homie, and he gonna speak his facts, speak his truth, and I want him to. So
That's good.
please,
Good.
definitely tune in next week, 8 p.m. Same chat time, same chat time. Wait, same chat time,
Place.
same
Same chat
place,
place. There we go.
same chat place, same chat time, same chat place. I'm your boy Kevin Chapman. We out of here.